Hi.
Hi. Hello.
I'm Steven.
I'm Pete. You're listening to the first Skeleton Click podcast, and that's super weird to say out loud because I've had this idea for so long, and to actually say it out loud and do it, it's really funny to just like say it out loud. But yeah, this is the first episode. A small disclaimer that we sort of have no idea what we're doing. But we're gonna give it our best shot. We hope you guys enjoy it.
We're professional podcasters. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Well, we hope to be. We hope to be.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, I'm Pete.
I'm Steven.
You might know me on Twitter as Blurryface. Not the Blurryface, just the one with one R. I'm the fake one. Yeah, I'm not at Twitter Blurryface, or am I? And I have my good friend Steven. Go ahead.
I'm at Pilots Memes. You might know me. I low-key want to change my but I feel like it's too late. So
me too.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, but yeah,
it's too late.
Yeah,
I go back.
Yeah, this idea.
We're firmly stuck.
Yeah, but so this idea for this podcast has been in the works for how long would you say it's been in the works for now?
I don't even know. Like I brought off to you like maybe like a month or so ago, but in reality, I've been thinking about it literally since I joined the clique. Like I always wanted there to be a podcast. I always wanted it to be like a sort of like a community for us to like talk about things and just like, because so much happens with this band. Like if you've been a fan for this band, it doesn't even matter if you've been a fan for 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years. Fuck, if you've been a fan for longer than that, then you know how much happens in this fan base and how much happens with the band and the music and the shows and everything that goes into it. I always wanted it to be, a podcast. I always wanted it to be like kind of like a news / talk show about the clique and the people in it and the band, of course. So yeah, I've been thinking about it for a long time. I don't know what made me do it.
Yeah, well, I think it's great.
Yeah, thanks, dude.
Yeah, I mean, and I think you said to me earlier when you brought the idea up to me in the first place, it feels like it's the one thing that the clique doesn't already have. Like, there's YouTube pages, there's not billions, but there's tons of Twitter pages, there's, there's everything. There's Snapchat, there's Instagram, whatever.
Yeah. Tumblrs, everything.
Yeah, for real.
It's kind of covered. We kind of have everything covered.
There's a freaking hour-long special on Palladia. There's the mute math sessions. There's all kinds of stuff.
I heard about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's loads. But yeah, what we're trying to do with the podcast, obviously, is I can't believe we haven't even mentioned the fact that like someone might be listening and they don't know what Skeleton Click is.
Oh. Yeah.
Just very quickly, the Skeleton Click is the fan base of 21 Pilots. That's it. That's all you need to know. If you like 21 Pilots and a lot, and you listen to them, and you go to the shows, or you go online and talk about them, then you're pretty much in the Skeleton Click. There's no real law or like way to get in, or like there's no rules. It's just if you like 21 Pilots, you're in the Skeleton Click. You don't have to be in the Skeleton Click, but it's just there if you want it.
Yeah. It's kind of a broad label.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So if you're interested in 21 Pilots, then this is the place for you, because we're going to cover everything from the albums, the songs, to the shows, to Tyler and Josh themselves, to what's happening on the tour at the moment. The photos that Brad's taking, the music videos. All the Blurryface drama, all the next album. We're going to talk about everything. So
all in one episode.
That's what we're gonna try and do. We might get off topic at times, but we hope that you guys just enjoy it anyway.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's fun to get off topic sometimes.
Yeah,
So really quickly, I just thought of 5 questions that me and Steven are gonna answer, just as like an introduction, to get things on the road, I guess. So you can go first, because I want to hear your answers first, because they'll help me answer mine.
All right.
So the first question is, when did you start listening to 21 Pilots?
Yeah. So I, um, kind of in the middle. I started listening December of 2014. The first song I heard was "Ode to Sleep," when my ex girlfriend just randomly texted me out of nowhere. He's like, "Hey, listen to "Ode to Sleep" by 21 Pilots." I was like, "Okay," and
Wow,
the rest is history. Yeah.
that's really interesting.
Yeah.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Any like bad feelings there with the ex, or was
Oh
that
no,
just like a friendship kind of thing where she was just like, hey, like this
yeah,
you really
we were still friends.
like this song, like go listen to it.
No, yeah, we're still friends, and we're still
Okay,
friends now.
that's pretty
Kind
cool.
of.
That's cool. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Oh, Just Sleep though. That's a really good first song to hear. I feel like that song is so 21 Pilots.
Oh yeah.
It's often described as three songs in one song because it's so different.
Yeah.
From the chorus to the ending to the
something
start.
Something that's cool about that song that I didn't realize until my friend told me about it is, that song in itself is an ode. An ode is, split into three parts. And that song
I didn't even know that.
I didn't know that
I
either.
didn't even know that.
And that song, it's got the beginning with like
Big
the
fan
rapping
over
and
here.
fast, 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 and then the I'll stay awake, and then like why won't you let me go? Like three parts, and then it just repeats the three parts again. But it's just, oof. Tyler Joseph, man.
That's crazy. Damn.
He knows
Okay.
what he's doing.
My turn. I can't get over that. I didn't know that. I didn't know that that's what an ode was. Three.
Yeah, I didn't either.
See, with this band, you just learn stuff like every day. Like you just learn stuff that you didn't know.
Yeah.
When did I start listening? I started listening in 2014. Around I want to say like February, March time. A friend at the time, she showed them to me, and I was just like, meh, like they're all right. I only listened to like Holding On to You because she showed me the music video. It was the music video that she wanted me to watch. And the first thing that I noticed was that it was on Fueled by Ramen. So I was like, okay, I'm probably gonna like them because at the time I was a huge like Fall Out Boy fan. I was a huge Panic! At the Disco fan. I was a huge like a Black Hole Fun. They were on Fueled by Ramen.
Yeah,
Paramore, of course, were on Fueled by Ramen. Like all these bands I loved were on Fueled by Ramen. So I thought, okay, if they're on Fueled by Ramen, then I'm gonna like them, obviously. But I wasn't that blown away. Like the music video was cool, but I was like, meh. And then about weeks or so later, I was searching them online, and I found out that they played a show in my city, in Belfast. It's a very, very, very small town from a city, from Ireland, and they played. Must have been like 200 people. Might have been even less than that. And they played it, and I was so annoyed because just at that time I started to get into them. That's when I first listened to Car Radio. That was that same night that I listened to Car Radio, and I looked them up, and then I found out that they had played that show, and I missed them. Oof. And I had to wait till November again to see them. But yeah, it wasn't until I listened to Car Radio was when I actually thought like, hey, this is important. Like this is something special. Like, but it's just funny because when people ask me what was the first song I heard, I always say Car Radio, but it wasn't. It was Holding On to You. But like, it had no effect on me at the time when I first listened to it. That to the point where I've now forgotten that's the first song that I listened to.
Yeah, I feel you. Like Car Radio was the one that did it for you. You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's it. That's a good way of putting it.
Honestly, I'm sure that I probably heard House of Gold at some point before Ode to Sleep.
Yeah.
But I wasn't like, hey, 21 Pilots. I was just like, oh, yeah. Like actually, I think my friend's band covered House of Gold at the talent show, but I didn't know who it was by. I just thought, it was like, oh, fun, upbeat song they're covering. Woo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny. I love hearing people's stories of how they first heard 21 Pilots because it's never straightforward.
Yeah.
It's always something interesting about it. But yeah, There we go. So to answer the question, about 3 years ago, 2014, I would say, early 2014.
Yeah.
Doesn't feel like 3 years. Feels like longer. Question 2. This is a hard one, but we're going to try and not spend too long on it because we can talk about this for a long time.
I know it's coming.
Favorite album and song?
Oh, man. You want me to go first again?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you already know mine. Come on.
Favorite album.
Everyone knows mine.
For for a while, my favorite album was Regional at Best. And my reasoning for it was that it had all of my favorite songs from Vessel, plus stuff like Slowtown and Forest and Kitchen Sink and Anathema and
Anathema.
all. Yeah, I'm not forgetting
Well,
Anathema.
anathema, as I used to say it for 2 years. And someone
Anathema?
told me that it wasn't.
Yeah. Yeah. But then, like, recently, I don't even know why it just switched to Vessel. Like,
Yeah.
and I do like the Vessel versions of those songs better than the Regional and Best versions.
Mm-hmm.
Except Guns for Hands. I think I like the Regional Best Guns for Hands version better. But
Definitely.
I think right now, and it is constantly changing, but right now my favorite album is Vessel. And right
Respect.
now, and again, this is similar with the albums. For the longest time, my favorite song was "Ode to Sleep" because it was the first one I heard, and it was what started it all for me. But it has recently become "Holding On to You," just because I don't know, something about that song just makes me feel a way that none of the other songs make me feel.
Yeah.
You know?
That's cool.
Yeah. Especially
Definitely.
hearing it live.
I'm very much a fan of the Regional Best versions of the Vessel songs, except Trees, of course. It's not that it's that bad. It's just the autotune is too much. Yeah. Trees is a song that needs to be sung by Tyler in his normal voice.
Oh yeah.
Not with autotune.
Yeah.
I hope he realizes that. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of Regional Best. I would definitely pick. Well, if I had to choose, obviously, Regional Best over Vessel. But favorite album is, of course,
the one
self-titled.
And only. Yeah.
Wow, who saw that coming?
It's not like that's
my favorite song is Taxi Cab off the self-titled.
It's not like your profile picture for Skype is self-titled or anything.
Yeah, we're on Skype right now, and my picture is the self-titled. I just resonate so largely with that album. It's a funny story, really, because for some reason I discovered No Fun Intended really early on, and I found the song Drawn, and it uses the lyrics from that were then used in a song called Fall Away, which was on the self-titled album. So for some reason before I even heard a single song on the self-titled album, I was listening to the song Drawn on YouTube, and in the comments someone was like, oh, like, the lyrics from this are like in Fall Away, like it's the verse. And I was like, oh, what's Fall Away? And then I searched Fall Away, and it was pretty much just from there, it was just like Fall Away to like the next song. I just found the album, and I pretty much listened to that album exclusively for about a year. Like, I obviously knew of the other songs and the other albums and stuff, but that was all I was listening to was self-titled. But yeah, my favorite song is Taxi Cab, and we don't have enough time for me to talk about that song.
Yeah.
But anyone who's heard it knows why, and it's a really beautiful song. You got to listen to it.
Yeah.
Pretty much all of self-titled is my favorite, pretty much because it's so heavily piano influenced, and I feel like there's so much meaning in it, and I kind of feel like they're all stories, and I love the lyrics, and it's just a great album. I love it.
Yeah. We were joking.
There we go.
We were joking. Last weekend, I was at the Brooklyn and Newark shows for the Emotional Roadshow, and we were joking that, that we were joking about them having not added Taxi Cab to the set list, but like, oh, if they added Taxi Cab to the set list, all of a sudden we just look to the side at the barricade and you'd be there. You'd be like, hey guys. Or like we'd go to the next show and you'd already be there.
It really made me nervous because on the first show like of the tour that like everyone like stays up and like watches the periscopes and the live streams, and like obviously everyone's like waiting to find out the set list because the set list does usually change, and it didn't change as much this tour. But for some reason I just kept seeing tweets like, oh, Taxi Cab's like rumors to play like Taxi Cab to the set list, like, oh, he's gonna play Taxi Cab, and of course it didn't happen, obviously. But it made me really nervous, and I was like waiting up at night, like waiting for this periscope to go live.
Yeah.
So I could hear Taxi Cab, but it didn't happen, of course. But like honestly, if it had, I might have I might have flown out to a show.
You
Like
would
I
have
might have
been
done
on the
that.
next flight to whatever show.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm very passionate about the self-titled and taxi cab, as you guys will come to learn over the course of this podcast. Probably, I'll probably just end up talking about it the entire time.
That's fine.
That's fine. I think people would be fine with that.
Yeah, you know.
We'll do a side project, the taxi cab podcast. Okay. Next question. Your favorite show that you've been to. So for you, this might have changed because I thought I knew your answer, and then I remembered that it's changed.
Yeah. It was MSG for pretty obvious reasons. It was MSG for the longest time. It was actually night 2 over night 1 because in night 2, we were all in the back of the pit. And for anyone listening, being barricade is an insanely awesome experience. Fantastic experience. But if you're with a large, fun group of people, being in the back of the pit is better. Because
so much.
And here's the reason. Because at barricade, the only people around you are like the people to your immediate left and right, and then like a few past that. And if you're in a large group of people, it's not you don't get to experience it all with them.
It's not intimate. Yeah, you don't get to experience it with the people that you camped out for the show with.
Yeah, but if you're with like 10, 15, 20 people and you're in the back of the pit, you're with all of them at the same time, and you get to experience it all at once with them, and it's very emotional, and
that's
you
exactly
get to have
what
fun and dance and run around. You got space to do whatever you want. But so that night, the second night when we were in the back, was my favorite until this past weekend. The Newark show in Newark, New Jersey, we did Back of the Pit, and that is now my favorite show. I've been to 10 shows, which I know is nowhere near the amount that you've been to. But that was
Don't
my favorite
sell yourself short. 10 shows is a lot of shows. I hate when people do this when they talk to me. They're like, "Oh, I haven't done as much as you, Pete," and I'm like, "That's because I have a problem." 10 shows is still a lot of times to see one band.
Yeah.
We're not going to talk about how many times I've been.
But yeah, that one was my favorite. Just, oof, it was good. It was really good. I also think I also love passionately John Bellion, and Judah and the Lion was absolutely incredible. Way, way, way better than I could have expected them to be. So this lineup is probably also had a huge factor in what made that show the best one for me. Because and all of us that I was with, we loved Judah and the Lion. We loved John Bellion. We were dancing like crazy. Like we were all dripping sweat. We were all dripping sweat after Judah and the Lion. Yeah. Honestly, we probably were the calmest for 21 Pilots because we spent all of our energy on the openers. It was great though.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. But yeah, my favorite show is still MSG.
Oh, MSG is iconic.
For anyone who doesn't know, I just realized might not know what we're talking about. MSG is Madison Square Garden. It was the biggest show that 21 Pilots played. Well, obviously not biggest in size. They played. What was that venue that was like almost 30,000 people?
Hershey.
Yeah,
Park in Pennsylvania.
I think that was the largest show. Obviously, like the most people, but I think in terms of their career, Madison Square Garden was like such an iconic venue.
Yeah, its nickname is.
I think it was at the time. I think it was the biggest thing that they had done.
Yeah.
Obviously, since then I've done SNL, and who knows what's happening next.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's still MSG Night 2 for me. Probably just for the same reasons that you've just listed. That was one of the first shows that I went to the back of the pit at, and after being so focused to get to the front of the pit every time, and just having that realization that hey, it actually doesn't matter how close I am. I'm here with the best people in the world, and we're all having the best time and singing with each other and dancing and no one cares.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was really, really good night. But that was the last show that I went to in America.
Oh,
and I'd been in America for 2 months and been to 11 shows, and it was just everything just sort of built up to that one last show when I was saying goodbye to so many people, and I just met someone very important to me. I met my girlfriend
Yeah.
in New York. I'm gonna have to drop her in here at some point.
At Haley One Pilots.
Her name's Haley One Pilot. That's her Twitter name. Go follow her. I met her in I actually met her in Boston at the start of the summer. Didn't hit it off until New York. But yeah, that night's just become a hugely important part of my life. And yeah, that was a long answer.
I mean, mine was long too, so you're good.
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
It's a deep question.
Next question is favorite music video. This is super easy for me. You can go first, though.
Mine, easily. Ode to Sleep. No problem.
Me too.
Yeah? Because I feel like, you know...
We can both agree on that.
Yeah.
The day the Ode to Sleep music video came out was so emotional. Like, I still remember it.
I became a fan, like 10 days before that video came out.
Oh my goodness. Well, the Ode to Sleep music video was always just, like, this myth that was, like, never gonna happen because... Obviously, they released it after Blurry Face.
Yeah. Are you talking about...
So it was like this...
Wait, no. Didn't... They released it, like, months before.
Was it before Blurry Face?
Yeah, it was... They released it in December 2014.
I thought it was after Blurry Face.
It might have been after they announced Blurry Face. I don't remember when they announced Blurry Face.
I guess it felt like... I guess it just felt like the Vessel era was over.
Yeah.
And then they released it. I guess that's what I meant.
And it's a brilliant.
But yeah, it was just
too.
it was just this music video that it shows their like, you know, their past and like what they worked for, and it's such a good music video.
Yeah, like whenever I show someone who doesn't really know 21 Pilots, like whenever I want to show them who they are, I show them
you show them Ode to Sleep
because I feel like that not only does the song best define what their music is, except for like the ukulele.
Oh yeah.
But the video really, like, you get a good understanding of who they are just from watching that. It was like 6 minutes long, just from watching.
I love the progression it shows. It shows them like from the beginning to like what they were.
Yeah.
You know, and showed like how, like all the shows they played to like nobody, and that iconic like opening, you know, footage where they're playing in front of like a handful of people.
Yeah, and Josh is wearing like a gorilla suit or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, Josh is wearing the gorilla suit. Yeah. It's just such a good video, and you also get like the narration as well. I don't actually know who did the narration for it. There's someone talking about them and talks about Tyler and Josh, and you know their plans, and it also leads up to like when they got signed as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Every time I show someone that video, they always go like oh damn or something like that at the part where it just goes to the part where, you know, they have the 12,000 people and and it's like panning from overhead, and it's just wild.
It's so good. good stuff.
Yeah.
A close second favorite though is House of Gold. I love the House of Gold music video.
Ooh, that's
honorable mention.
Yeah.
And the last question, probably the hardest, is what's our favorite thing about 21 Pilots?
I'm not gonna get too deep into it because we're already 23 and a half minutes.
We agreed, guys. We agreed beforehand that we weren't gonna go too deep into this.
Yeah. Because we still have other things we want to talk about, and we're already 23 and a half minutes into this. But
we are.
Yeah.
Oh no. We have no idea how to time manage. We're good. We're good.
We're good. It's fine. We're fine. Insert the meme of the dog in the burning building. Like, this is fine.
Did you know John knows what that meme is?
Yeah, I saw he talked about it in an interview.
Yeah, did you see that? Oh, that was so funny.
Oh, I had
an interviewer asked John Bellion, how does he cope with success? And John Bellion was like, oh, it's pretty much like that meme of the dog on fire, and he's just like, I'm fine.
Yeah.
And if you don't know what that meme is, then I don't know what to say to you, because you should know what it is.
Yeah. John Bellion, what a guy! What a guy! Nicest celebrity I've ever met. Anyway, yeah. What was the question again? Oh yeah, no, I got it. My favorite thing is the community that this band has created. Cause like, and Tyler has talked about it a little bit how you know there's so many people in the fan base now that he's not able to be there for everybody to talk to everybody, but we've kind of been able to be there for each other now, and we can talk to each other now, and like with the exception of like one or two people, all of my current close friends I have met through this fan base, and I love them to death.
That's crazy.
I can't thank Tyler and Josh enough. Like they've literally introduced me to my best friends. Like that blows my mind. I don't.
That's pretty much my answer at the same time. Like in the summer, like when John was doing like the highlights and he was like talking to like the fans outside the venues and stuff, almost every person would mention, I'm here with this person that I met last tour. I met them in line and now we're best friends, and or I'm with this person. She's not like my girlfriend. Yeah. And that's just like, when you think about that, it's just ridiculous. Like how like a band just brings people together and like gives them like new friends and like basically family. Like I consider the friends that I've made through this band as a family. I know like all of them, and like
absolutely,
it's like the best thing.
Yeah. And
it's not even, we haven't even talked about the music yet. It's like this is completely separate. This is just what the band has done for us. And we haven't even talked about like the music or the shows or Tyler or Josh themselves or us, our personal side of things. But like that's definitely my favorite thing, is just how they brought so many people together. Yeah. And basically like all of my friends, more or less, I'm very comfortable talking about it. Like pretty much all of my friends I've met through this band.
Yeah. And I think
my girlfriend.
Yeah. I think it makes
which is just
really,
it's so.
Yeah. And it makes it really easy to make friends through this band too, because like before you've even said a word to each other, you have a connection. You're probably gonna get along.
The amount of times it shows where like I maybe walk past the guy and I've just like said hi, and then like within like 5 minutes we're like walking towards the same place, or we're going to like the toilet near the venue. Like we're already talking like we've known each other like for like years.
I know, right?
It's crazy.
It's crazy. It's great though.
But yeah, that's definitely the best thing about this band.
Yeah. In our opinions. If you disagree, that's totally fine. You're entitled to your own opinion. Your opinion is completely valid.
So yeah, we covered quite a good amount there.
Yeah.
That was just to like introduce us and like maybe give you guys something to think about yourselves, or
quick 27-minute introduction. It's fine.
Quick 20-minute introduction.
Yeah.
Hopefully we didn't bore you guys. Hopefully you're just comfortable enough listening along. Again, you don't have to listen to this part or at all. But I feel like if you enjoyed 21 Pilots, then you definitely probably enjoyed some of that, I hope. So thank you.
You can kind of like
I don't know,
feel along with us what we're saying, I guess. Like I feel like a lot of it you can empathize with what we're saying.
Yeah. This is the first episode, so we're gonna work through what we're gonna do on each podcast and what we expect to do each time. This is kind of just like a rough draft, and we're trying to get to the feel of like what we think this is going to turn out to be. So if you like it, please tell us. We're not done yet. I don't know why I'm talking like we're just ending it. But yeah, please tell us if we're doing a good job or anything that we can change.
Yeah, we're completely open to any and all suggestions.
Right now we're recording this and we still don't know where it's going to end up. It might be on iTunes, it might be on Spotify, it might be on SoundCloud,
YouTube even.
It might even just be on YouTube. We don't know yet. But we'll let you guys know.
Yeah, we do know that this is something we want to do and something we're excited.
Yeah, this is something that I'm definitely passionate about.